What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first interview of the Point After Podcast. Today, we're joined by North Alabama running back Jacob Dendy. Jacob, I'm gonna have you just do a short little intro to tell everybody about you, and then we'll get going.
What's up, guys? As he said, Jacob Dendy. I play at UNA. I'm originally from Albertville, Alabama, and I'm a transfer here at UNA.
Yeah, so you transferred from Harding University to UNA recently. Tell us a little bit about the recruiting process and what that was like for you, and then what led you to decide to transfer from Harding to UNA.
It was a little weird because I didn't really understand everything, so I had to do a lot of research on the portal and stuff like that. But I had entered the portal in like late December, and Coach Mitchell from my high school, he had contacted a coach here at UNA. And yeah, they said they were interested in me. They ended up taking me, but yeah, it was a little weird for me. I didn't quite understand everything, so that's why I entered it so late. But yeah, I didn't feel at home at Harding. Didn't really feel like it was a place for me. So I decided to find somewhere new.
Yeah, I got you. I transferred too from Faulkner to Belhaven after my first semester there. Well, talk to me about the recruitment process in high school a little bit, as far as like who I was looking at you, how you would compare that to maybe what you experienced when looking to transfer, and just a little bit about that.
So like in high school, the only teams that like had actually offered me was Harding and West Alabama. The rest of the schools, they kept giving me like preferred walk-ons and just stuff like that. But I wasn't really like a heavily recruited person. But yeah, so that's how I ended up at Harding, just because like they had really nice facilities and I thought I would fit in there. But yeah, so or I was thinking about walking on at Sanford, but that didn't really go too well. So.
Yeah, yeah. Sanford. I love the coaching staff at Sanford. They were recruiting me a little bit. I never talked to
Yeah,
Harding
they're
or
great
West
guys.
Alabama. But yeah, I think the only schools in state I had looking at me were Faulkner, Jacksonville State, and then Sanford, which I ended up going to Faulkner for a semester. But like you, didn't stay very long. Well, transferring from high school to college, how would you compare like a day in the life? I'll say this: how would you compare the college practice experience and game experience to high school, and then tell me about like a day in the life, like morning to from when you wake up till you go to bed, and being a college athlete.
So I'm gonna start off with like the games. I'm gonna go ahead and get that out there. Like practicing games, it's much different. Like I have to, obviously you would know you have to work a lot harder. You know what I mean? And I don't have as much. You can't mess up as much just because there's someone always there that's always like this is just as good as you. So if you mess up, then they're just gonna put someone else in there. Versus high school, you're one of the better athletes there. So if you mess up, they're not going to say much to you. So it's a lot easier in high school. It was a culture shock just because, like I said, everybody's just as good as you. Everybody was the best in high school. So yeah, and the same way with games, it's the speed, strength, and size. It's a lot different. So, but for day to day, typically right now on COVID, it's a lot different versus last year. Last year, I would wake up real early because we didn't have to like split up the workouts. So I would wake up like 5:30 in the morning, go to my lift, get my lift done, go to class because we were allowed to do in-person class. Go get lunch, then after go to another class. After class, go to a meeting, football meeting that would last probably an hour, sometimes longer. And then we would do pre-practice and practice, and then after practice we would have something called study hall. So typically I wouldn't get done until maybe 9:30 at night. Then go back to sleep and repeat. So that's how it went for me at Harding. And then here at UNA with COVID, we split up our workouts, so I don't have to be up. It's according to what day it is, but most of the time I'm not having to be up till 9 o'clock probably because workouts for me won't start for until like 10 or 11. Like I said, according to what day it is. But yeah, so how it's going with me. COVID, it's done a lot, and then yeah, we do a lot of online classes, so I'll have to join in my Zoom meeting or just sit here and do a lot of homework, do study hall, and we go to practice. And after practice, we're pretty don't really have anything. So
So do y'all have to like get tested every day, or
yeah, so right now at NCAA just kind of a thing where we have to get tested three. We don't have to get tested this week. It don't matter the week we don't play. But the next week, since we play JSU, we have to get tested 3 times before that game. And if you miss a test, you're not allowed to suit up and play.
yeah, that's about what
And
I
that goes
figured.
for anybody.
Yeah, it kind of seems like the same as a false positive or anything like that, or asymptomatic positive, anything like that. Like if you miss it, that's just the same as you saying you have it. Um,
Yeah, so like regardless, if you miss it, you're not going to be allowed to. You have to take it 3 times, and it sucks.
yeah. So how different is it this year with like? I looked at y'all's schedule last night, and you played Liberty last week. You have a bye week, and then you play Jacksonville State, um, and then you have like a whole month after that until you play another game where you play. I can't remember who it is to finish out the season, but you still, yeah. So you still have like a long breaks in between. How does that feel different? Like, are y'all shortening the amount of practices y'all do each week, or is it still, 4 or 5 days a week?
So like the weeks we don't like we don't have a game, we'll like today I'm off. Like we only practice 3 times this week, and it's pretty chill. We only really just go over. We touch a little bit. Like this week we touched a little bit on JSU, but yeah, it's pretty chill. We went full pads one day. We didn't really hit much. Just ran over a lot of plays. What we did wrong against Liberty, just stuff like that. But game week we'll practice 4 times a week. So and it's a little more like it's a little longer. Say this week we only did 16 period practices. Next week we'll do 21, 22 period practices. But it's a lot different for me just because I'm ineligible since I transferred. So all I do is like practice, workout, and I can't do anything with the games because when you transfer up, automatically you're ineligible. So
Yeah. Well, technically this year don't count towards your eligibility, right?
no, so what like I said, I'm ineligible because I have to sit out a full year. So December is when I'll be eligible to play, but it's not counting anyways. They're giving me a year back. So at the end of my I'll be a 6-year senior if that makes sense. So at the end of my year, it's like while I'm getting my master's, I'll still be able to play if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you still, let's see, did you redshirt at Harding or did you?
No, I redshirted at Harding,
Yeah. So
but yeah,
you'll technically be a third-year freshman on the field. So
yeah, all of us will actually. Any guy that redshirted their freshman year will be a freshman
yeah,
as a junior.
yeah, that's awesome though. Well, yeah. So do y'all have y'all spring schedule yet? Has that came out? I know the OVC released theirs the other day.
We they hadn't said nothing on it. I think last time coach said something about it was like 2 weeks ago, and he said it was a maybe we might play. But yeah, we're trying to only reason we're playing 4 games is so since we just like UNA just went up to Division 1.
Yeah,
So we're only wanting to play our 4 games, so it'll count as an official season for us, and that means it'll be what that I don't know, it's hard to explain, but that means we'll be able to play for the playoffs sooner. Does that make
right.
sense?
Yeah, yeah. Because I think when Belhaven went from NAI to D3, they had a 3 or 4 year period where they couldn't do anything like conference related or playoff
Mm-hmm.
related or anything like that. So yeah, I know what that's like. Well, appreciate you giving a little insight to the recruiting process. A lot of people don't really know what that's like, and it's a different experience. Like you said, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around everything that's going on and who's being legit with you and who's just kind of trying to get you there to be another number. Um, and then yeah,
Yeah,
the day in the life is it's I mean it's I like seeing how it varies from place to place because like with me when I was at Belhaven my senior year. We were waking up at 6 a.m. We had meetings at 6:30. You go eat breakfast, go to class, go get treatment, especially with me because I had surgery the year before or the spring before. So I was going to get treatment, and then going to meetings, going to practice, and then eating dinner, showering, and then more meetings or film or whatever. So yeah, I was getting done late at night just like you were, and then wake up early ass in the morning and repeating. So, well, tell me about your favorite football experience, whether it be high school, college, pee wee, or whatever.
I'll probably have to say like my senior year of high school when we played Boaz of 2018. That would probably be my favorite one, just because it was they were really good and we were kind of like I guess the underdog just because they were undefeated. We came in and won that game. So yeah, that was a crazy game for us.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go to that one. I was in Jackson, Mississippi, but yeah, I watched that one and read up on it afterwards. Um, but yeah, well, is there anything else you want to talk about or want to mention before we get out of here?
No, man.
Got you. Well, I appreciate you coming on. You're the first ever interview we've done. I got a couple more lined up. We got Lee Menifee from Gunnersville, who's the linebacker coach at Birmingham Southern now. Going to interview offense coordinator at Boaz and a couple other guys. So it'll be fun. But I appreciate you coming on. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up on it and hit that subscribe button for more content. You can follow us on social media, and you can follow Jacob on Twitter at Jacob_Dendy_34, I believe.
Hmm.
Yeah. So be sure to stay connected with Jacob and UNA as they finish out this fall season. And thank you guys for tuning in to the first ever Point After Podcast interview.